What I loved about that show, the whole show, was the fact that people were so invested throughout the show. Like they were, for what, like a few weeks ago, we were saying like there's 3 major stories going in there, but then come the night, you have several storylines that people are actually like really invested in, and are waiting with bated breath to find out what happens next. So that's amazing to be able to say that like an Irish wrestling show can do that for you.
100%. And like it didn't stop there. Like we move into Sammy Day against Joe Cabray, the one that a lot of people were looking forward to. Like, me in particular, like it was definitely on my list of the match of the weekend for me that I wanted to see. I was probably the most invested in it. And yeah, the two guys again told great stories.
How's your finger, by the way?
Yeah, it's okay. I still have a couple of little nicks, but yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, Sammy bit my finger on his entrance. It did cause it to bleed, which I don't know how much I can speak of because my solicitor probably doesn't want me speaking too much about it. But, no, all jokes aside, my finger is fine. Yeah, just a little nick. He did apologize afterwards and asked me how it was. But yeah, again, that was a moment. And that was a moment for me. Like I'll always remember that Sammy bit my finger, you know. So maybe I shouldn't be flipping people off, but
you get it on a t-shirt.
yeah. But yeah, great match. I don't know how much we go into this, but yeah, Sammy obviously got the win, and I think the biggest moment of the match was the finish, where we had what I am still a bit disgusted by, which is the Jay heel turn. Jay coming out that we thought he was coming out to either help Joe or cash in. I think most people were asking about a cash in. And we thought that he might cash in on the NLW belt in that moment. But yeah, turned around and smashed Joe in the head with his briefcase, his newly won briefcase, and joined the draw. But like, again, we talk about moments, we talk about crowd reaction. There was audible gasps in the crowd. I think I looked up at his family at one stage, and even they were flipping him off.
People were actively like stunned by what had happened.
Yeah.
And that's brilliant. Like for the the disappointment or the heartache that you've probably gotten, like, or the happy moment, then this is completely different in the fact that like you're actively disappointed because this is someone that you've been invested in, and they're doing something that is the complete opposite. Like, yeah. So I have to say,
massive swerve,
huge swerve. I think that he's such a big baby face, but the fact that everybody was thinking, maybe 90% of the people are thinking he's going to cash in, and not only did he not cash in and give everybody that big moment, that he fucking turned on Joe and became probably the biggest heel in fucking OTT.
Yeah, crazy. It was a great moment, but it was it shocking, this disgusting moment as well at the same time.
Yeah.
From a fan perspective, but yeah, like Jay was my boy, but
not anymore.
Very disappointed. We'll see where it goes.
They'll have to get new entrance music now, will they?
And he has, Crawl by Kings of Leon with his bitch boy Sammy. Yeah, disappointed.
Moving on before you get upset.
Yeah, I will. Like, I'm on the verge. Angel Cruz and Gangrel against Fabio Martin Stairs. Crazy match.
Fucking nuts.
Crazy match.
Made it to Botchamania.
Yes, this is the beginning of Botchamania. Yeah, in fairness to him, again, if people aren't sure what we're referring to, Angel hit a senton off the top of a coffin, and
coffin drop,
missed the table.
Quite literally a coffin drop.
Yeah.
if you go back and watch it, I think there was a couple of fan cams at it. The coffin did slip a little bit as he jumped, so it just didn't get the propulsion off it, didn't get the distance that he needed to get.
He second guessed himself. That's why.
Yeah.
Like, thankfully he's okay, because
Yes.
he came down hard and he came down very high. But yeah, thankfully he's okay. That's the main thing. But even apart from that, like, what a match.
Oh, fucking crazy.
Crazy. It went everywhere. There was bits that I seen on social media that I was like, when the fuck did that happen? Like, it was everywhere.
Again, who also is in that match? Fabio and Martin Stairs. Like, fantastic performance from both of them as well. Like, god damn it.
Yeah, and their backs were ripped open from the fucking thumbtacks. The blood fucking pissing down.
They got the work gangrel. They were loving it.
Yeah, 100%.
So
yeah, I have a photo there. I actually haven't gone through my photos, but I did take a few. There's literally a thumbtack stuck in Martin's head right there, but it's like, it's all the way in. Like, it's not just like sitting there, it's in. And I was like, oh my god, how was he not like screaming at the moment? Like, but yeah, what a match. That's definitely one that I'll be going back and watching again. Such a fun match. I love those matches. Joe needs to do more of those matches. I know he hates the death match side of things, but love those hardcore matches. I want to see more of that, like that. And I know some people enjoy doing them, some people probably don't enjoy doing them.
That's a hard no for me. Like, that is a hard no for me. That, I'm not even joking. I've gone on record and said that. It's like, you try to do a fucking death match here, I'm not doing it. Simple as that.
Yeah, no, that matches is across. It's probably over the line, and I know that Joe hates them, but I want to see more of that style matches. I want to see more hardcore without getting into the death match side.
Yeah,
of
like
extreme,
a
hardcore match is fine. Like, if so, realistically, like, the story should be like, the violence should escalate.
Yeah.
In terms of the danger of the weapons. So, like, you start off small with like maybe a chair, you move on to a table, and then you move on to tacks. There you go. That's your elevation. Then once you hit there, that's it. But death matches don't follow that. They literally like shoom, and doesn't come down at all. Like, it just keeps going and going. And you're, next thing you know, you're torn up and injured, and you're not getting
bulbs and fucking barbed wire.
I know there's been a few people petitioning Joe trying to get the matches. I know he's not having it, and he probably will never have it. But I know that, like, those couple of people will probably continue to ask until
no, they'll probably pool their money together and start their own promotion in order to do it, because that has happened before.
Yeah, well, like, what a match. And anyway, great fields as well. The pop for Gangrel, brilliant. Angel Cruz coming back. Always great to see him. Hopefully we see him more often now.
And his entrance coming out of the coffin.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
That was awesome.
But moving on, you had
moving on to LJ against Matt Cardona.
This match was unreal.
Crazy.
Unreal. Like, I managed to sneak out and watch this match, and I watched it from the stands, like, in the crowd, and unreal atmosphere being there and watching this. Like LJ didn't seem out of place whatsoever. Like, his timing was so impeccable. Like, he was hanging with Cardona. Cardona was actually like genuinely enjoying himself. You could tell that he's enjoying himself in the match. And obviously, like, we had a very good back and forth, a lot of falsies, and then with the result being Cardona tapping out to the line tamer.
Didn't see that coming at all. Like, not him tapping out, maybe a roll up or something, or he hit him with.
You're not the only one that didn't see it coming.
No, that was mental. Like, and fair play to fucking Cardona for putting LJ over like that, like, because that's huge. And he's still talking about it. He was even on Twitter yesterday. He's still hyping up that that was one of his favorite matches ever, like, which is massive for LJ.
It's mental. But like, I think it is a case of like he genuinely like loved the idea of the story, but also enjoyed working with LJ.
Yeah.
So so the reaction from LJ, that's genuine for a reason. Yeah, he didn't know.
He didn't at all.
No.
Oh my God, fucking hell.
He thought there was gonna be a completely different finish. Like, so the line
did he find out?
The line tamer was definitely planned, but that wasn't going to be the finish.
But they teased the line tamer a few times throughout the match before they hit the last one.
Yeah, but there was going to be more. That in LJ's mind, he thought there was going to be more after that. That was not the case.
Were you supposed to ref that match, Foxy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I think you were saying to me that
myself, Cardona, Joe, and Tom, the Scarborough, were the only ones that knew. So, which was hilarious because like, they're calling their match, and Joe just pulls me aside in the same room, and just like, this is what's happening. There's like, this is the actual finish. No, not that. So, okay. It's like, you want to say that louder because he's right there. Nah, but like, amazing. Like, it was Cardona's idea. So, like, because we all thought that it was going to be a case of like, all right, yeah, Cardona will pump him over, but like he'll win regardless. Nope, he wanted to do it properly. So, which is amazing that he would actively be like, no, I'll put him over and do it right. And not only like, wasn't even a case of like, all right, I'll put him over, I'll take the pin. No, I'll tap out. Usually a lot of like imports are very particular about how they put people over.
Yeah.
And normally a submission is never one of them because they feel that like that kind of like lowers their value if they do it. It's like, no,
has LJ ever won a match by making somebody tap out?
Yeah. He's won a few matches.
He's been using the line timer.
Has he?
The
I've
last
never seen
6
him
months
use it
or so.
properly.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. I think he did two in a row with the line timer.
He started using it back at Contenders like a good while back.
Yeah,
good while back, and then you'd bust it out every now and then, just in case. Which is great because like at least he has something other than
the
likes of a destroyer or the Rough Rider.
Yeah.
To be fair,
Cowboys finish.
Yeah, to be fair, like we did talk about before, like the destroyer into a Rough Rider is much better than just the destroyer.
Yeah,
the destroyer doesn't. It's more of a transition now.
Yeah,
like it lost its effectiveness, don't know, because everyone does it.
Everyone's doing them. Yeah.
And it's a shame. I'm sure Pete Williams is like very happy with that. Like
if only he was getting paid every time somebody used it.
If only he was getting paid. Otherwise,
massive props to Cardona and anyway for putting LJ over, because that's huge. The conspiracy side of me is thinking, and I'm saying conspiracy, it's probably not conspiracy, but do you reckon he signed? That's something that came to my mind, is that maybe he's after signing with somebody, and I know the rumor mill is running rife at the moment that Chelsea and himself are looking to be going back to WWE. So if he already has that in line, it would be easier for him maybe to say, I'm going back there, I'll put everybody over now, where he's not trying to do stuff for himself or whatever. But Yeah, that was just something that came to my mind, because the rumor mill was running with that, and supposedly Chelsea has signed, and is set to make her debut or re-debut or whatever it is sometime soon. And maybe Cardona's the same, and he's just seeing out dates at this stage.
I don't know, like not my business, and I don't really like try to pry into that, because I've found, especially in the last couple of years, it's just like it kind of ruins it. Like when you read all the dirt sheets, it really does. Like, because you lose out on surprises of people coming back. You lose out on like, oh yeah, like so this is why this person wasn't there. Like they're here. It's like, it takes away from wrestling. Like it takes the fun out of it. So that's why I don't know, if people are leaving, that's fine. Then it means they go back to the indies or they get signed up somewhere else if need be. But I hate trying to fucking find out. It's like, oh, who's getting signed? Chances are we might not see them for months on end anyway. So, well, moving on to the main event.
Yeah, Amari Haskins and Trent Botchmania 2.0. Yeah, this one, like I'm not like the crowd was dying at this stage. I think after the last match, the crowd was so hot the whole way through. I don't think they died at all. Where usually you get a lull somewhere around the middle, there was no lull. There was no lull on this show, and I think the crowd was just dead by the time we got to the main.
Yeah.
I know myself and a couple of lads in my section were trying to get things going, trying to get a couple of chants going. Wasn't picking up. I get the story of the match. The story of the match was really good. What we found what we found out was that the Trent Seven injury wasn't as bad as it appeared that it was when he did the dive off the top rope or whatever, the tourney flippy thing. And it was part of the match. But I think because the crowd was dead and then he did that, it killed the crowd even more because the crowd was then worried about him. I think it definitely just took a lot out of the crowd then at that stage. Now they did come back up towards the end. Obviously when Trent comes back out, the crowd was like, okay, he's okay, now we can get back into it again. The crowd started to come back up for the finish. But it was just I get the story that they wanted to tell, but just with the crowd being dead, I think it probably took away from it more than it added to it. You get me?
Like the spot was fine. It's just the fact that it took so long to get rid of him out of there. If he hadn't have taken so long to get to the back, it would have been fine, and people would have been still invested in the match. But it did kind of kill it, really, to be honest. But even without that, you had what is it like the show had already gone over, and that's nothing new for a stadium show. To go really long. People should kind of expect that at this point now. Like they really should, because when you have so many matches and you're trying to make sure that everyone goes home happy with it, you should plan to be like in Dublin a lot later, especially for these ones. But still, you'll get complaints if it's too short or if it's too long. So, and even if you manage to get it right, people will still complain. So, makes no difference.
No, I was happy with it. I was still in it. I know a lot of people weren't. But as well, I think we saw it at the last stadium show as well. People had come to see the ex WWE lads, the old nostalgia acts, and we got it the same with Jordan and Haskins. A lot of people probably weren't there to see Amari, Haskins, and Seven. They were probably there to see Cardona and Grell, and then when they got them, like they were probably taken out of it. And again, like the drink was flowing. There was a lot of pissed people. But yeah, the match in itself was very good. I really enjoyed it, apart from the shooting star.
Yeah.
Amari, I love you, but please stop doing the shooting star,
Yeah.
because he did it at Belfast as well, and it like he's coming down like on his head. It's not a nice sight, and a lot of people are worried, and there's a lot of people who are worried on both the Dublin and the Belfast show.
Yeah. It was scary spot, Dory.
Yeah, like he's doing it from the second rope, and I think he's so big, he's so like he's so tall, like he's just not getting the rotation right. And like I don't want to see him hurt himself, you know, and like he nearly did. I think the one in Dublin was worse than the one in Belfast, but like you watch both of them, they're not pretty.
What can you say? Like, that was my first time watching him actually wrestle in person. Like, regardless of the shooting star, like I really enjoyed him actually as a performer. Like
brilliant.
He's unreal. Like.
Yeah. I don't think he needs to do it. You know, he has enough in his repertoire. You know that he can build without a shooting star. You know, so yeah. But overall, the Dublin show was my favorite of the weekend. Just the fact that it was just so electric the whole way through. We had a bit of everything. I think regardless of what style of wrestling or what wrestling you've watched growing up or what you came to see, I think there was a bit of everything for everybody on that show. Was so varied. No two matches were the same for me. And invested in a hell of a lot of them as well. Yeah, will we move on to Belfast?
Yeah, sure.
I know we're after going pretty long as well.
Just like a stadium show.
Yeah, nothing new. But yeah, Belfast.
You can fly through Belfast.
Belfast was a solid show as well. Just to cap off the weekend. And Belfast crowd is always pretty hot. They've been coming up. I know they have a bad track record maybe pre-COVID, but like post-COVID, like the crowds they're coming way up.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely a really hot crowd now. And hopefully they continue to do so. Because I'm really enjoying going up to Belfast since the restart. But yeah, very fun match. Man, like the recession with Martina, they beat the Social Elite. Bit of fun there. The lads saying that they were out on the piss all night. Still wearing their night clothes. Really fun match. So you could see that the guys in there did. I think they were capping off the weekend here, and I think everyone was just there to have fun at this stage, you know. But the crowd was really into that one. Yeah, LJ Cleary then against Warhorse. Two guys killed it. Oh, just to mention as well, sorry, for the Belfast show, we didn't have Foxy. We had no Foxy, and I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Foxy, but this is the first time you've missed a whole show.
Mm-hmm. Yep. This is the first. It was the first show that it was there, but I couldn't actually do my job. I went up regardless to watch the show, and I regret that because I just decided, I'm gonna drink. I felt miserable, so I was like, yeah, I'm drinking. So
did it help?
No. I didn't have enough drink to warrant that. Like, to warrant the feeling better. So
your understudy. What did you make of your understudy? For people who don't know, it's Andrea, who is also known as the Sam.
Fantastic job. Like, from a fantastic human being. Like, just he did so goddamn well, especially being chucked into that role.
Mm-hmm.
I can't sing his praises enough, because like he did, again, like he's doing a job that he's not trained for. He's only done a couple NLW shows, but OTT is a different level that you're expected to perform and work at. So, but to be fair to him, like, he's a good kid, great attitude, listens, and wants to get better at everything that he does. I'm he did a great job all throughout the day. So nothing but praises, really.
One of the nicest people
Yeah.
ever. He is like an absolute gem. An absolute gem. If you're ever at a show, like go up and talk to the Sam.
Mhm.
He is brilliant. He is a lovely bloke. I can't sing his praise enough. And yeah, I echo your sentiments. He did a brilliant job on Sunday. Yeah, we round into Maxted and Sterling beating Kelly August Lynch. Good to see Kelly August Lynch getting a good run out.
Mm.
The only thing that I was a little bit disappointed with is the crowd didn't really take to them that well, which was a shame. Because the guys are in there working their arse off. But again, probably to be expected with a team that people probably don't know, and it's probably going to take them a few matches for people to come around to them.
Yeah.
But they definitely put on a good showing in there, in my opinion. Like the match in itself, there was nothing wrong with the match. The very good match. The draw was at ringside as well. I know Jay was there hugging his briefcase like the little bitch that he is. But yeah, very good match. The lads did well, and hopefully the crowd do start coming around for the two lads, because some great potential there with Colin and Dara, like two very good hands.
Yeah,
I still haven't seen them perform live, but from what I've seen on, like, Dara's, his selling was fucking phenomenal. Some of the bumps he was taking, he looked
both of them
brilliant.
are just fantastic.
Yeah,
all amazing, like, workers, like, in general. Like, just Khan is a wrestling machine, like, and just both of them are in great nick as well. So it's just like they look so solid as a tag team. So but again, it could be just a case of like, look, they're not up in Belfast enough to warrant people being invested in them. So that's why they weren't sure. That and the camo kind of true.
Yeah, I think their gimmick doesn't scream babyface either.
No,
you know, they're not the perky baby faces where you're gonna like start cheering for them straight away. They are more gritty, tougher. So they kind of skirt the edge of babyface heel. You know, they're kind of in the middle there somewhere. So I think that in itself as well is going to be hard for them to when they are working face to get those cheers from the crowd and get the crowd behind them. But again, hopefully as time goes on and as they get more reps and people see more of them, they'll start to come around to them a bit more, because the two lads they're working very well in there. And it's a shame that they didn't get the backing of the crowd on the Sunday in Belfast, you know. But yeah, Flex and Charlie got the win there. Again, onto Debbie defending against Moila Grace. I was very disappointed here.
This match could have benefited from having a heel in the match.
Yeah, which I was surprised that Moila wasn't, because she teased it at the last Belfast show.
Yeah, but any show that she has done in between, she's probably been a face.
Yeah,
and people don't adjust to it, don't understand that, like, oh wait, some people actually work differently for different promotions. Don't realize that. They think they just, especially if you're just going to your first show, couple of shows, you've probably seen one person you recognize and you think, oh yeah, they were a good guy last time, I'll cheer for them. They don't instantly like make that discernation. But I think like a heel, you could have had Anita Vaughn in there, and it would have been a better dynamic.
Yeah,
because at least then you'd have two baby faces that the crowd wanted to cheer, but you have a clear heel in the match. Again, like, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. Like, people just didn't know who to be more invested in.
Yeah,
they wanted to cheer both of them, which is gonna kind of shows like where they're standing in terms of like behind the likes of Debbie and Mila. So
yeah, and saying that as well, like the two girls were in Wexford on the Monday, and Anita was there as well, and they had a triple threat, and the dynamic was so different, because the end of this match, obviously Debbie retained. Moila then came back out and attacked Debbie. Presumably, it's a heel turn from Moila that we're going to see a Moila heel going forward. And then in Wexford, we had 2 heels against the face. And the crowd was like it was huge, and like the crowd was getting so much behind Debbie, and Debbie was getting the beat down, and the crowd was getting behind her, and like she got that comeback. Then you got the comeback, and the crowd popping for that. Then so yeah, I 100% agree with you that when you don't have that heel in there, it is pretty hard. But yeah, like again, I don't think the 2 girls they didn't do anything wrong.
No.
If you watch the match and turn the sound off and watch the match, like it's a good match.
It's actually fine. Like it's a solid match.
Yeah, it's just that they just didn't have the crowd interaction there. Anyway, Trent Seven against Renzo Rose. Renzo threw out Andrea and brought in Ilya back in the stripes. Pretty fun dynamic. I really enjoyed this one. Really enjoyed the fast counts. I think at one stage was he counting Renzo down or counting him out, I think, and he got to like 7 or 8, and he just went, oh my eyes, like, and it's like, what are you doing? Like, so he kept playing up to that. Eventually Renzo hits Ilya gets knocked out, and Andrea comes back out to count the win for Trent. Very, very fun match. I really enjoyed that match. That was a good one. The next one then, Gangrel and the Kings of the North against a new team in the Detachment. Very, very good match. Very cool new team, although very heelish and very sinister, I think is the word that I'd use. Like there was a little promo afterwards as well. Very sinister. New side to Terry Thatcher here. With a powerhouse in Steve Savage and like an absolute demon in Raven Creed. Like this is gonna be a team to not fuck with.
Were you surprised they weren't in Dublin, or that they didn't maybe even do a run-in, or make some sort of promo in Dublin?
Being honest, I was surprised that they weren't like doing anything in Dublin, but understood why they weren't, because that car was already stacked as
yeah.
Like it wouldn't have been fair to try and do anything with them there. So Belfast was a good place to start them. I feel that was it became a bit more of a Kings match than anything else, which is a bit annoying because it's not about the Kings. It's meant to be about this new faction getting over as either heel or face, whichever.
Very hard when you're doing it in Belfast, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
To not have that dynamic there, it's I think it probably would have benefited from being in Dublin.
Yes.
Definitely
would have, or at the very least a promo either like before or or directly after, one or the other.
Yeah.
And something like it just I wouldn't have called it a great debut for a new faction. But definitely, like, me as a fan, I'm very intrigued. I'm interested. I want to see more of these.
Yeah.
Like, I love the dynamic between Thatcher and Steve Savage back in the complex. And then adding Raven Creed to the mix, that's going to make for a very interesting dynamic.
Yeah.
Especially across the three of them. So
just that promo. I've just never seen.
You're intrigued though.
100%. I've never seen that Terry Thatcher before. And he's like it's scary, like it's a little bit scary, and I'm so intrigued to see what comes of it, But I think it's fair to say from the guys who were in that ring, I think there was 5 people in that ring with Gangrel, and I think every single one of them were just so happy to be in there with him. I think Corvin turned around to us. He was on our side at one stage, and he just says, "I'm fucking marking out." that he was just there. I think him and Gangrel were on the buckle outside, and Bonesaw was in the ring, and he's just having the chats. Like you could see the two of them just having the chats, like, and Corbin just like living in that moment, you know. But yeah, great moment for the five guys to have that with, again, like someone who they've probably grown up idolizing, you know, and to be in there with them, you know, great to see that. But we move on to what was meant to be Jay versus Cardona, which is, to be honest, what made me buy my Belfast ticket, because I wasn't meant to be going to Belfast until that match was announced. Because I couldn't not see Jay and Cardona together. But that turned into a Jay and Cardona against Fabio and Stairs. Again, the team of the weekend.
Going 3 for 3.
Yeah.
3 for 3.
Again, they didn't disappoint her. Like brilliant. Like I got to just watch this. I wasn't really in this match, to be honest, as a fan. I wasn't kind of invested in it as a fan. I wasn't looking at it from a fan. I was in awe of the moves and the selling and the feeding, and like I watched Cardona because I was invested in Cardona's match the night before, so I was watching Cardona to see like, why is he this good? You know, what does he do differently? And he's brilliant. He's brilliant. He makes every move look like 100 times better than it probably is. He feeds into everything. Like Martin hitting a wham bam chicken and ham, as I love. By the way. Yeah, just I got to just watch the nuances here, and like four amazing hands in that ring. But fun as well, you know, like the two shit heels against what are they, a face tag team now, Fabio and Stairs? Like they were getting booed out of buildings. Like, well, Fabio wasn't anyway a few months ago, but like I think they're a face team now. Like the crowd's behind them. But very, very good, very fun match. Really enjoyed that match. And good to see Cardona getting a W after doing the job the 2 nights previous. But yeah, a lot to take away from that match. That was a pretty good match. I really enjoyed that. And then into our big main event, Amari against Damo, which, just before we talk about the match, a lot of people were saying that if Amari gets the Damo, they expected a Damo win here and a new champ. So I think a lot of people, Damo in Belfast, were expecting Damo to get the W here.
I think so, yeah. Nobody expected Omari to come out the weekend as still champion. He may have
not at all
lost it and got it back or something, but not.
Yeah, a lot of people were thinking that it's like he might lose in Wolverhampton and then win it back the stadium. Then it would have been fine. But no, like this was definitely a story of survival for Amari, and a story, a real test for him, as not only as a performer but as a champion.
Yeah,
it's like to go from 3 different dynamics of matches and in the weekend, and yeah, like I think he proved that he can do it. He is capable of holding the championship and still capable of giving you a very good match, like with anyone that he goes against. Take out the shooting star, but like apart from that, like Amari definitely is championship material. Like
what I said to people about Amari, I had this conversation with someone on the Monday, is that Amari had only come back when he won the championship. So you didn't have what I like to see in a champion is a champion basically being a champion and beating those championship rivals before winning the championship, because then it legitimizes them as a champion, essentially. Amari didn't have that. So Amari, to be honest, I don't think people felt that he was a legitimate champion, because he didn't have that run prior. Where this weekend has definitely legitimized him as the champion by going out there and having those 3 matches and beating the people that he did.
Yeah.
I think that legitimizes his championship now.
Well, no, normally it takes 3 or 4 months to beat that many people, defend the title against that, that caliber of people, and he did it in 3 nights in a row, and now he's, who's he got left to beat now? Who's going to be the next challenger for him? Like, that he's proved himself against so many.
There's a queue.
Yeah, but like he's able to do that over 3 nights now. Is he weaker for it, or is he stronger for it? Like,
100% he's stronger from it.
He should be able to.
People will be fair in Amari now.
Yeah,
I think Amari's challengers will be fair in him, whereas before he was probably an unknown, because he had been gone. Is he the same person that he was before he left? Where now it's like shit. He's beaten Trent Seven, Dan Maloney, Mark Haskins, Damo in 3 nights. Like, this isn't the guy to fuck with, and like whoever gets in the ring with him is going to have their work cut out. And for anyone who watched, or if you didn't watch, go and watch it, because the 2 moves at the end of that match where Amari picks Damo up was scary. Was scary to see the strength that this man has. When he hit his finish, just for people who may not know, I don't even know what he calls it, but he swings them around and he stalls them facing forward, and he's carrying every bit of their weight, and then he falls back. Then he did that to Damo. Damo, I think Damo weighed in at like 21 stone.
Something like that, yeah.
On the day, I think they announced them as, like, that's scary strength from Amari,
But yeah, Amari's finisher is the end of days, the Baron Corbin's like finish, and Amari does not look like he possesses the strength to lift a man the size of Damo, but
no,
he has proved he can, and it's because of his height that he is deceptively strong. Like, that's why some people probably like go in and underestimate him, but be drastically surprised when they actually do face him or watch him wrestle. Because this is a guy that is as tall as he is, shouldn't be as fucking agile and as smooth as he is, like, and as strong as he is. Like Amari is a force to be reckoned with, like a freak athlete.
100%. Yeah, but like, what a weekend. I don't think OTT could have done much better in that weekend. I'm sure Foxy probably was very sleep deprived as well, where a lot of other people. Would you do it again?
Yeah.
In a heartbeat.
Of course. Yeah. Like, I would hope that I'm not hurt again, so I can actually work the days, like, rather than. So what annoyed me about that weekend more is the fact that, like, okay, I said to myself, Grant, we do a show in Wolverhampton. When it's done, we'll go out and get a few drinks. Like, finally, I can drink after his show. Show ends. Nowhere is open. Not even off license. Like, so we can't even get drink in the hotel. Hotel bar is closed. It's like, fuck. Get home on the Saturday, get hurt. So basically, yeah, when I'm done the show, that's it. I'm going home. I can go to Belfast on a Sunday. Can't perform on the show, so I decide I'm going to drink. But yeah, it's not very nice when you're drinking by yourself. So,
horse.
Yeah.
Well, that's mad. Like, but lads, like the weekend that it was, like, this episode, it's gone very long.
Very long. Yeah.
I think we're going to have to wrap it up there, because I don't think we can fit in much more into it without it actually crashing and burning. But hell of a weekend for OTT and Irish wrestling. It's obviously, even the fallout from it, coming in, like I said, like Matt Cardona is still talking about it online. Some other people are still talking about it. So, it's massive for OTT. to get that kind of weekend. And fair fucks to Joe and the whole crew, like, for putting it on and actually, going ahead with it and making it actually happen. It was a big challenge for it to happen. And I'm not sure if he wanted to do 3 shows or 4 shows in a row again next year, or
I think
some
he'll
other time in the future. Yeah. But like, even if it, if it just goes to Wolverhampton, for a random weekend, or next year's anniversary show is just 1 or 2 nights, still, it'll go down in the history for Irish wrestling as one of the best weekends in the history of OTT and Irish wrestling, for what they've done for everybody, really, like, for the people like LJ and Jay and everybody who put on such an amazing weekend. So I just have to shout out Joe and the crew for putting it on. So thank you very much for entertaining us, and putting your health and your people coming home with injuries and whatnot, just to put on a show to entertain a few thousand people in Ireland. But it was well worth it for us. I hope it was worth it for you as well.
Yeah. No, look, it was a lot of fun. It was a stressful, yes. It was a tiring, yes, it was, but fun. Like, fun. That's what those shows were. And the main result is that, like, everyone walked out either coming away with, like, feeling happy about it, having moments to share, like moments that live going forward, memories. But generally, like, once people had fun, that's it. So yeah, if that's the case, then yay, we've done our job.
Yeah, and like, it doesn't end there either. So a lot of wrestling coming up as well. Just to mention quickly before we finish up, like, there's so much coming up in the island as well. Like, we have Hard Knocks starting on the 20th. Foxy, will we see you there? We'll see Foxy there, of course we will. The hardest working referee in the world, works everywhere. So Hard Knocks on the 20th. We have Fight Factory on the 25th.
25th for the Fight Factory and 27th for
Contenders on the 27th. Yeah. Which Foxy will be working all of them. And I will also be in attendance. So yeah, like, although OTT is putting on some amazing stuff, there's also some amazing other promotions starting up. I know RCW had their first show last weekend, which I know Jerry and the lads reviewed on WrestleSlam.
Yeah, it was an amazing night. And just a shout out again to Fabio, Martin Steers, and LJ had probably the best triple threat match I've ever seen in my life.
Look forward to seeing it.
So
especially for a last minute addition to the card.
Yeah, outstanding. Definitely go watch it when you get a chance.
100%. But yeah, check out Irish wrestling. Get the shows. Fight Factory, RCW, Hard Knocks, Titanic, everywhere. Just go watch wrestling.
Go support your local wrestling.
Yeah.
Buy a t-shirt, buy merch, do something. Just do something to support, like, because that one t-shirt or 8x10 or whatever, like, you never know. That could make their week.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Big time.
But yeah.
Okay, guys. On that note, we'll leave it there. Make sure you, again, subscribe, comment. If there's any moments from the weekends that you want to talk about, or any favorite moments, just leave them in the comments, or we'll have I'm sure we'll put the links to the episode up on the OTT and Irish Wrestling page on Facebook. So if you want to comment there or subscribe here, let us know. You can also subscribe to Foxy's YouTube channel. He's doing his what's it called again, Foxy?
The Nerds Are Us. Nerds Are Us on YouTube. Yeah, you'll find us on YouTube. We do, like, wrestling related shows, wrestling RPGs, podcasts, movie watch alongs, video game playthroughs, loads of different things. Yeah. I feel weird trying to plug my shit.
Yeah, plug away. So, Colin, anything else you want to plug before we go?
No, nothing for me. Just don't at me on Twitter telling Native Launch is a cunt. Don't buy the Savers merch because they're arseholes, they're cultists. People
Get the
keep
merch,
sending
buy
me
their
pictures
merch.
of them buying their t-shirt. Don't buy Saviours of Destiny t-shirts. Everyone is buying them. Don't join the cult. Don't do it. I'm gonna keep telling people to do it.
Buy their merch.
Oh, listen, the Foxy's after
Feel
joining
it
the cult.
too.
Look, this is what we have to deal with. But no, yeah, like I'd say in a Facebook group that I manage with Tommy. But yeah, see us at shows. If you see me at a show, say hello. Always good to see new people. Bring your mates, bring your family, tell everybody, come to shows, buy shit, and enjoy it. Yeah, that's all from me.
Okay, guys, thanks for that. We'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.